iPhone 16 is a shameless cash grab. Same design as the iPhone 15, which looks like the iPhone 14, 13, 12, and 11.
These are not three separate devices.
The best and most capable iPhones we've ever made. Ever made.
From redefining communication to becoming a global status symbol, the iPhone was more than just a phone. The world has never seen anything like it. But what happens to a tech giant that has revolutionized the world? Today, we dive into the rise and potential fall of the iPhone.
These are not three separate devices. This is one device, and we are calling it iPhone.
In 2007, Steve Jobs introduced something the world had never seen before: an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator all in one. It wasn't just a new phone, it was a new way of living. The iPhone changed everything. Clunky phones were replaced by a smooth glass screen with just one button. The simplicity, the elegance. It wasn't just a device, it was an experience.
People waiting hours, even days. Apple fans across America.
People lined up for hours, sometimes days, to be the first to get their hands on the iPhone. It wasn't just tech lovers, it was everyone. The iPhone quickly became a symbol of innovation, exclusivity, and progress. The early 2010s saw Apple dominate the smartphone industry. Each new iPhone model introduced groundbreaking features: the Retina display, FaceTime, and of course, the App Store. This wasn't just a phone anymore, it was a digital playground. The App Store exploded, offering thousands of apps that turned the iPhone into a tool for anything you could imagine, from social media to transportation to health. By the time the iPhone 6 launched in 2014, Apple had sold hundreds of millions of units worldwide. The iPhone wasn't just dominating, it was controlling the entire smartphone narrative. But after nearly a decade of dominance, something started to change. As the years passed, innovation slowed down. New iPhone releases felt more like slight upgrades than game changers. Apple started to focus on incremental improvements, better cameras, faster processors, but nothing felt revolutionary anymore. Competitors like Samsung and Google began to catch up, offering similar features at competitive prices. And let's not forget about the price hikes. The iPhone, once accessible to many, started to become a luxury item. The $1,000 iPhone became the norm, and many consumers began to wonder if it was worth it. Take a look at the newest iPhone 16. There is little new or improved about the iPhone 16. For $899, you can purchase the iPhone 16 with a few minor upgrades: a slightly faster CPU, the same screen, a slightly bigger battery, the same camera, and the same design as the iPhone 15, which looks like the iPhone 14, 13, 12, and 11. It's only offering 60 Hz. The competition now includes phones with 120 Hz for $200, 60 Hz in 2024. That's Apple Intelligence, USB Type-C, but 2.0 speed. And the iPhone 16 has a camera button no one asked for. It's finally possible to pause video recording in iOS 18 after 17 years. Some competitors offer 100 to 300 watt fast charging, but Apple ignores it. iPhone 16 still starts at 128 GB storage. What a joke.
My friend Brian was always like, dude, I'm telling you, when the new phones come out, your old phone starts moving slower. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's a conspiracy. That's all horseshit.
Yeah.
I'm like, your phone's just old, bro. But then when I found out that it was real, I was like, you assholes.
Apple faced unprecedented difficulties in the 2020. There have been accusations that older models have been intentionally slowed down, when Apple confirmed what many had suspected for a long time, that it had intentionally decelerated the performance of certain older iPhones. The article asserted that the phone's lifespan was prolonged by a slowdown caused by the diminished effectiveness of older batteries. Apple's strategy relies on planned obsolescence, making products that need frequent replacement. They have been accused of deliberately slowing down older models. Samsung introduced cutting-edge foldable and flip phones. Fold 6 and Flip 6 are their latest offering. Google's Pixel offered unmatched software integration. Huawei dominated the Chinese market with innovative products like the world's first trifold foldable phone, Huawei Mate XT. The Chinese smartphone maker's sales in the first quarter of 2024 jumped by almost 70%. Many people are asking when Apple's folding devices are coming.
USB-C has become a universally accepted standard.
A key part of Apple's strategy is delaying the adoption of industry standards like USB-C to prevent other brands from integrating with its products. To match Apple's other devices, the iPhone 15 and 16 series have now moved to USB-C. There was not much Apple could do about it.
Better for our customers to not have a government be that prescriptive.
As a result of the new EU legislation, USB-C will be mandatory in smartphones by the end of 2024, so there was only one choice: to fall in line or stop selling phones within the region.
And that USB-C, and that was done to conform with European Union standards.
There are benefits and drawbacks to the Apple ecosystem. It is incredibly tough to leave once you are inside. The ecosystem is essentially there to make consumers purchase more Apple products. You're likely to purchase a MacBook if you have an iPhone rather than a Windows laptop. This way, you won't be able to see if other brands have better devices, and you'll have to wait until Apple makes one or updates the previous mode. The ecosystem created by Apple is made to force users to use only their products. Lawsuits and legal challenges have been filed against these practices. Apple has created a ton of accessories that work perfectly with the iPhone, but all of them are very expensive. Most of them aren't needed, but it is undoubtedly wanted. These accessories, like AirPods and Apple Watch, will not work perfectly with other non-Apple devices. Apple has promised exclusively the best performance and compatibility with its own name brand accessories. Customers are distrusting Apple because of its practices around battery management and forced upgrades. In recent years, the company has made it harder to repair devices independently. Customers are forced to use official services, which are often more expensive due to Apple's custom parts and repair restrictions. Customer service has declined, with the focus shifting to replacement rather than repair. Apple Care Plus is discussed as a costly insurance option. Since Steve Jobs' death, Apple's strategy has shifted to maximizing profits from loyal customers. People think Apple is trying to maximize profits by postponing big improvements on purpose. Brand loyalty, not product specs, is said to be the reason for Apple's success. iPhone 16 is a shameless cash grab. A typical Apple strategy is to mimic its competitors rather than beat them. Today, the iPhone is still one of the best-selling smartphones in the world, but the landscape is changing.
Apple's quarterly revenue was held back by falling sales of its iPhones and weakness in China.
Consumers are demanding more than just another yearly upgrade. They want innovation. So what do you think? Has Apple lost its magic with the iPhone? Or are they just one innovation away from blowing our minds again?
Ever may, ever may, ever may.